Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and this time I will be discussing this past Monday at Hersheypark, which was my friend Evie's first ever time to Christmas Candy Lane. And remember, I went to Christmas Candy Lane with my parents back in 2018. Go check out that vlog if you haven't. And it felt so good to be back at Christmas Candy Lane with Candymonium open even, so I could get a few rides in on that. And so, anyways, before I start this review of the day, I just want to throw it out to you guys. This was the most litest visit ever to Hersheypark, and it was only Christmas Candy Lane too. Like, isn't that crazy? Because not a lot of their coasters like Great Bear and Sky Rush were open, and we're already saying this is the litest visit ever. Like, I can't believe we're saying that. And so, anyways, let's just get on with this review of the day. So when EB and I first got to Hersheypark, we headed to the entrance, and along the way we displayed our tickets. And so, anyways, after we got in the park, we headed for Candymonium, which was a really good back row ride on it. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we got in the back row on the Twizzlers train. Finally, I'd been wanting to ride the Twizzlers train for so long, and so, anyways, that was a really good backseat ride on Candymonium. We got some floater airtime, and so, anyways, after that back row ride on Candymonium, and we headed to Triple Towers, and obviously along the way, we made some antics. If you saw the vlog, you could probably tell that Great Bear is my favorite coaster at Hershey, and I'm upset that it's closed during Christmas Candy Lane. And so, anyways, I made that antic with Great Bear, and then we headed to Triple Towers, and which was a really good ride-in on it because we went on both the Hershey's Tower and the Reese's Tower, but the Hershey's Tower, let me tell you, was not as good as it was last year in 2019, okay, because like the drop used to be so forceful along with the launch, but then on the drop they added some they took away the I don't even know what made it so kiddish, and so I wouldn't say actually I would call it like a not good drop, but it was a great launch though. And so anyways, after the Hershey's Tower, we headed for the Reese's Tower, which was a much better ride than the Hershey's Tower. And I had a moment on Reese's Tower too, because when I was taking off my shoes and socks to get on it, the ride-op named Jose gave me that stare, which was mad funny. And so and plus we sat in a spot where the whole queue line and the outside of it could clearly see my bare feet, and it was absolutely amazing. And it was a rare sight to see for everyone too, because how often do you find a man like me earthing in the cold like me? Oh my gosh. I was doing such a rare thing, and I was doing it on Candymonium, the Hershey's Tower, and the Reese's Tower. So that started a grounding streak for that day. And so, anyways, after Reese's Tower, the grounding streak was apparently broken by the Capital Blue monorail because we got on that. But luckily, we got some shots on it. And I'm only saying the monorail broke the streak because you're not allowed to go grounding on it, obviously. But we did get some decent shots on it, though. And so, anyways, after we rode the Captain Blue monorail, we headed for the Claw because we were originally gonna get some food after the monorail, but we couldn't do it without passing by the Claw and seeing it going. And while we were passing by it, while we were looking for food options, and I really got the urge. I really wanted to ride it then. So anyways, we got in line for the claw then. Since while at the park I was thinking, I see it going. I got the urge to go on it. I want to ride it now. And so anyways, we got in line for it. And then I went earthing on it like always, and it was a really fun ride on the claw. And I like the claw better than Revolution at Thorny Park, because Revolution has a seatbelt while the claw doesn't, which was amazing. Like, remember, I first rode the claw with my parents in 2018, and so anyways, like, after EB's first ever ride on the claw and my second ever ride on the claw, we really did find something to eat. There was a Chickies and Pete's on the Wildcat Midway that we ate at. And before I forget, along the way to Chickies and Pete's, we ran into JD from Hershey Addict, and he was like, "Yo, what's up?" And EB got to meet him too. And so, anyways, shout out goes to Hershey Addict for being at Hersheypark that day. Everyone, go subscribe to his channel. He makes some fantastic videos, and I was very honored to meet him that day. And so, anyways, after we met JD from Hershey Addict, we ate at that Chickies and Pete's on the Wildcat Midway I mentioned before. I almost forgot to mention JD from Hershey Addict. And so, anyways, I got the world's famous Philly cheesesteak, and while Evie got the buffalo chicken cheesesteak, and my Philly cheesesteak, I didn't get chicken on it, you guys, and it was so good. And I had a side of crab fries with it too, and that was good too. And so, anyways, I thought that was a solid Chickies and Pete's. And so, anyways, and I liked how fast they were with serving too. And so, anyways, after we were done eating at that Chickies and Pete's, we decided to really take a ride in on Wildcat. And this time, we actually got a back row ride on it. And I have to say, that is my favorite row on Wildcat, and that was the best ride we have ever had on Wildcat. Like, it was actually smooth in the back row. Like, oh my gosh, you need to ride Wildcat in the back row. It is a back seat ride, okay? And so, anyways, after that back row and perfect ride on Wildcat, we headed for Wild Mouse. I'm sorry, I forgot we rode that. And so, anyways, that was a really good ride on Hershey's Wild Mouse. And so, anyways, after the Wild Mouse, we headed for Music Express, and Hershey's Music Express, let me tell you, is not as good as Dorney's, okay? Like, the seats were not that comfy, but I like the design and all, but Hershey's Music Express ride cycle was even shorter than Dorney's. Like, oh my god, like, Hershey's Music Express was just not that good, except for the design. I really liked it. And they themed it all out and stuff, so I'll give them that. But their Music Express in general was just like not as good as Dorney's. And so, anyways, after that ride on their Music Express, we headed for the Ferris wheel to get some shots. And what I really liked about this Ferris wheel was that it's like elevated. Like, you guys, it is so cool how it's elevated like that. Yeah, Dorney's sits on top of a hill, but Hershey's is even more elevated. You could get some great views of it. Like, if Lightning Racer was open for Christmas Candy Lane, I would have gotten some perfect shots of it, man. And so, anyways, especially if we would have gotten on their Ferris wheel during the day, I would have gotten some cool shots of Wildcat. And I attempted to get some shots of Wildcat at night, but I couldn't tell where the train was going because of the chaser lights, And we're filming Wildcat in the dark in general from Ferris wheel was just hard and stuff. But we did get some cool shots of it though. Like I got some cool pictures, and at least I got some sort of video. I got a video of the wild mouse from the Ferris wheel, in case you couldn't see it in the dark when you watched the park footage. And so, anyways, after that ride on the Hershey's Ferris wheel, we headed for the Howler, and which was my third ever ride on it, and EB's second, because remember, I first rode the Howler with my dad back at the end of 2018, and it was a funny ride on it. And so, anyways, this time we both worked out our arms from spinning the black circle, and it was just a spinny ride on Howler in general. And so, anyways, after that ride on the Howler, we headed to Sidewinder, where we officially learned how to ride Sidewinder and still give it like a 9 out of 10. Like, if you lean your head forward, you won't experience as much head banging as we did back in August on it. Because remember how much head banging we received back in August on Sidewinder? Yeah, that was not good. So this time, we figured out to lean our heads forward to not experience all that head banging. And so, anyways, after that really good ride on Sidewinder, we headed to Frontier Flyers, which was both of our second ride on it, and it was really cold on it, like, but like we still like snapped it, and it was really good. And so, anyways, after Frontier Flyers, we got the cred on Coco Cruiser. So now I have ridden 59 roller coasters as of when this video is being made, and EB's ridden 63, and so I've ridden like 4 less coasters than EB has. And so, anyways, after we got the credit on Coco Cruiser, we headed to Fender Bender, and I really liked how wide it was. Like, it was wider than Dodgems Thorny Parker scooters at Knoebels. Like, this was the widest bumper car I had ever seen. Like, oh my god, it was really spaced out. And it was a really fun ride in general, even though I got stuck a couple times on it. But hey, it's okay. And so, anyways, after that ride on Fender Bender, we rode Wave Swinger. And here is the funny part about this ride. So, I took off my shoes and socks as usual, right? And then I sat down on the seat. And then the ride-op named JD came around to check us. And then at first he saw my bare feet. And then he looked again to make sure he was seeing what he saw correctly. And then he was like to me, "You're doing this barefoot, man. You're going all out." And so, anyways, shout out goes also to JD, the ride-op, for his comment on my feet. That was the funniest. And so, anyways, during the ride, Evie kept pointing out my feet and stuff, and it was really funny. And at the end, JD, the ride-op, was like, "This is like the Polar Plunge Challenge 2.0. And I admit, I was doing the Polar Challenge 2.0 on the inverted rides today. Yeah, and it was so much fun, like always. And so, anyways, after Wave Swinger, we took another ride on Candymonium, which was really good. And I was grounding on the Kisses train this time, so in the third row. So now I can officially say I've been grounding on all 3 trains of Candymonium, which is really cool. And now I hold the title Mr. Candymonium Grounding Man. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. And so, anyways, after that ride on Candymonium, we took a second ride on it, this time in the front on the Twizzlers train. And a ride-op named Stephanie was there, and she saw me earthing on it, and she was like to me, "Do your feet, not freeze?" And I wish I would have answered her and said, "Nah, they just feel the cool breeze." But I didn't, because I knew she was going to say something else, like, "But I'm wearing, socks. That's cheating." And so, Anyways, after those 2 really good night rides on Candymonium that we headed to the Reese's Tower since I really wanted a re-ride on that because of how good that ride was. That ride was earlier in the day, and because of how everyone could clearly see my bare feet from inside the queue and right outside the queue. And so anyways, this time on the Reese's Tower, we didn't get that spot, so sadly. But it was still a good ride on the Reese's Tower. I really liked the airtime and stuff on it. And the Reese's Tower is my favorite because the Hershey's one is just not that good anymore. I do not know what the deal is. And so anyways, after the Reese's Tower, we headed to Chick-fil-A to get something to eat. And when we were at Chick-fil-A, our orders were successful. Like, I got like a Chick-fil-A sandwich, fries, and a strawberry milkshake. And the strawberry milkshake, well, let me tell you, Hershey's milkshakes are the littest. But I haven't tried like one of their king-size chocolate milkshakes that everyone gets. I just had one of the strawberry milkshakes from Chick-fil-A. But like we predicted that either one of us would get the milkshake that they made. Mostly Evie was predicting that he would get the king-size milkshakes that everyone gets at Hershey, but we just never got around to it. So, anyways, after that really good meal at Chick-fil-A, we officially headed out of the park and then went inside Chocolate World for my very first time inside of it. And Evie's first time inside of it since 2016. And we tried to ride the ride inside Chocolate World, but they told us it was closed, unfortunately. But they did give us free chocolate on on the way out. And so anyways, after we got our free chocolate, we walked around Chocolate World for a little bit, and it seemed interesting to me, but Evie was just like, after walking around for a little bit, nah, let's go. And so, anyways, after that visit to Chocolate World, I almost forgot to tell you. Right before we went to Chocolate World, we went inside the retail store again, and I got this Coaster Dynamics model of Great Bear, and as you can see, I still have yet to build it. I'm gonna build it eventually, guys, so stay tuned for a video on that. And I bought some Hersheypark socks with Candymonium socks, which are right here. And I was hoping to get some Great Bear and or Skyrush socks since, those are my top 2 coasters at Hershey. But unfortunately, they sold out. So, anyways, after that successful shopping trip to the retail store, then we went inside Chocolate World. I already told you guys about that. And so, anyways, after that mini adventure in Chocolate World, that officially ended our visit to Hersheypark. So, that concludes this review of this past Monday at Hersheypark. Reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to stay tuned for a lot more coming to Coaster Plus Music 19, and I will see you in the next.